Hi, hello, welcome and welcome back to another episode on your favorite Little Sla YouTube channel. So today in this video we're going to see about the top 10 commands that the DevOps engineer must know. So this can be for the DevOps engineers, for the SREs, and even for the performance test engineers as well, performance engineers, architects, and mainly for DevOps engineers and platform engineers as well. So if you're someone who is working on these areas, please do go through this video. This will be very helpful for you. And let me take you through the commands one by one. I will tell you what are the most frequently used commands, and these will definitely help you to crack a lot of the issues that you face on your daily day-to-day activities in terms of the PowerShell, in terms of controlling the machines, in terms of managing the machines. So out of which, so for now I'm using the Windows PowerShell ISE because I do not want to confuse you in by using the PowerShell window, but rather I can use this Notepad console where I can type the commands and then I can execute it. And then you can see the results at the bottom of the screen. So like I told you, we'll see the top 10 commands, and few surprises we have at the end, where we have a little command where it will help you to get more excited in terms of handling the PowerShell. You must definitely know this if you're someone who is willing to become a PowerShell DevOps engineer, or even in fact if you're someone who's already a DevOps engineer, you must definitely know this. So the first command is, let me take you to the first one, that is get. And again, when you're in PowerShell ISE, you can use the control space bar and you can very well get the IntelliSense. So get command and then the name, and then I'm trying to get one of these services in the machine. So there are many services in the machine, so out of which we can use this to run. So for example, again we have like two options. One is to run the script. So when I click on this run script, it will execute the entire script in this page, but rather I would use this particular one where I will run only the selection command. So the one which I'm on the particular line will get executed. So I'm going to use the second option where I'm going to just run the selected one. So when I run it, what happens is this is something like a regular expression also. Anything before SSH is also accepted, and anything after the SSH is also accepted. So you can see there are like lots of services that are running. So when I just open my task manager, and here you can see all these services whichever that's running in the machine will be taken and it's displayed. So this is helpful for you to understand what are the services which are running, and if you want to find one particular service, then you can very well use the use that particular name. And this is the first one, that is get command name SSH. So mainly what does this do? Let me just add a quick comment behind this. So this get command is used to search and display all the commands that contain the substring SSH in their name, and this is helpful when you're trying to find all the related commands which are related to SSH in PowerShell. So this is just an example. So in case if you are trying to find any other commands related to any other values, like say for example IAS server, Tomcat, SQL. So if you are someone who is trying to find which is related to the other commands in terms, so all these which you see here are the commandlets, are all you see, which is like you see here. So these are the commandlets thing that you're seeing, and then you can, if there are like any functions, you can get it. If there are any aliases, if there are any scripts, you can very well find that. But in our example, we got only two categories. One is the commandlet and the other one is application. So this get command in PowerShell is used to search for and display all the commands that contain the substring in their name. And just to give you a quick a breakdown, so this get command is used to get all the commandlets, the functions, the workflows, aliases, and the scripts that are available in our PowerShell session. And the name is always the keyword for giving you the name. And then the next one, which is, okay, let me go to the second one. The second one is almost similar, but it is, okay, this is to get the commands related to SSH or whatever we are typing, the related to any related to the substring. And the second one is get and let me use the IntelliSense. It's get service. Yeah, so get service minus name, and then I'm going to use SHD, and let me execute this one here. So when I enter this, so here you can see the status of it, the status of this particular service, its name, and then what is the status of it. So if I open the task manager and when I go to SSH, you can very well see here, you can see that the name of it name of the service, the description of it, and then what is the current status of it. So all three details about the current service, you can very well get that. So that is all about the get service. And then so it's not just only getting the service, but it also help you to set the service. But there's one thing, so for using any set or for using any start stop conditions, it's more like a writing. So for doing any write actions, you must be very careful. You should run your PowerShell in a admin mode. If you're running it in normal mode, you won't be able to do the write actions. You can only do the get actions, only do the read service. So the next one is let me enter it here. So the third one, and that is set minus service. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up to name is SHD, and then we can even set up the startup type. So we all know there is an option. Okay, yeah, startup type. So for example, when I open my the services, so here you can see the SSHD, the service which is running. What is that? Come on, let me open it. Go to, okay, let me open the service. Sorry, SSHD. Yeah. So if I, okay, here you can very well see the startup type is automatic, right? So and the current status is running. So what we'll do is, let me go back to my PowerShell window. PowerShell window here. So it's already running as automatic. So let me change it to manual, and then let me execute it. So now the status has been changed to manual, and when I go to the services and let me do a quick refresh, and here you can see the status has changed to manual. Yes, that's what the set service command does. So let's again set it back to, if you want to set it back to automatic, yes, you can very well. And again, there were like other options as well. So you see, you can set it up to automatic, you can set it up to boot, you can disable this, you can set it up to manual, and you can even set it up to system. So for now, let me just change it to automatic, and let me just quickly run it and go to the services window and refresh. Yep. So here again it's set to automatic. So this is what so all these you don't for example, like as a DevOps engineer, you do not have an option to just log into that machine and do all those setups. Instead, what you can do is like just you can do all these through the PowerShell, so that or whatever actions you want to do, you can very well set it up. And for opening the port, for opening the database port, which is 22, for that you must need your SSHD, and for that you should install the service, you should start the service, you should set all these services. So all these are important for you. So as a DevOps engineer, let me just again tell you, please go through this video again if you do not understand this, and try to practice it very well. And then, yeah, so the third command is completed, and then let's move on to the next one. It's again very simple. Again, it's somewhere related to the set service and name, and then I'm going to use the SSHD, and then the next part is the display name. So let me display name. So if you want to set the display name of your particular service to be a different one, so you can really use it. So I'm going to use it like open SSH server service, because basically SSHD is a server service, and there is another one which is agent. And yeah, so I have set it up, and before that let me just show you what is the thing. So here it is just SSHD, and the description is just that. So it's just SSHD. So what we are going to do is we're going to change the name of it. So it's going to be open SSH service. Let me run this one. Yep. Let's go back to the services, refresh, and if we search for SSHD, we won't be able to find it, but instead we can search for open SSH server service. Yes, that's what we have changed very just now. And for that we have used set service, the name of the service, and then the display name. So the display name will update the name of that particular service. And now let's move on to the next one, and that is going to be, okay, now you have got the service, you have set up the service to automatic, and then you have set the name of the service. But what if you want to start the service? And for that you start minus service, and then the name. It's very important, right? So we need to understand, we need to know what is the name of the service that we're going to start. So SSHD, and currently the service is running. So what we'll do is let's start with the stop. So let's do stop minus service name, and that's going to be SSHD. Yep. So we're going to stop the service. Let's do a quick check. So here we are having our service running, and let's go back to the service we want to stop, do a quick run, come back, refresh. Yep, see, it's been stopped. But just remember, the name is not being used, but instead we use the original service name. We are not using the display name, right? And it's now start. So let's now do another quick start. So for starting the service, we have to use start service name SSHD, and then let's run it. Do a quick refresh. Yep, it's running now. And there's one more thing. So there are like several options. Say for example, if you're making some changes to these services, and what if you want to change, or if you want to restart your machine, so how will you restart the service? And for that, you can use restart minus service. Name is going to be SSHD. Yeah. So for restart, so just to check how the restart works, what we'll do is, let me before restarting it, what we'll do is, like, let me check the services, and it's working fine. Let me go back, go to the stop service window, let me stop it, and let me refresh, and here you can find the open SSH service is stopped. So let me go back to the restart service, and let me quickly run this restart service, and when I check it now, so here it's running well, that's running fine. So restart service is again something like a start service, but still, if you're making some changes, then when you start it again, the restart service will restart your service, which will help you to kickstart all your changes, whatever you have made. And then the next part is, okay, these are very simple commands which you should understand, but after that there's a powerful command which is the invoke. So invoke, I mean, again, there are like several commands in terms of invoke. We'll see them one by one, but for now the main command which we are going to deal with today is the Invoke-Command, because in this Invoke-Command will help you to do lots of options, lots of magic, I would say. So in this example, let me just take you through this script block, and then we'll get the process, right? So mostly as a DevOps engineer, you should always deal with the processes, right? So you should be very well ready to jump in and find what is happening in the process. You should be ready to jump in and get what is happening, right? So let's do a get process, and yep, here you can see we have opened all the process that's running in the machine, and that's what the invoke command does. And in fact, this invoke command is not only working, will not only work for the local machine, it can also be used for other machines as well. When I say other machines, you can use it for the remote machines as well. So the invoke command cannot, I mean, it's not only for your machine, it's also used for the remote machine. So if you are someone who's connected with several web servers, app servers, you can very well use this command to invoke the command from other machines as well. The next one is again going to be invoke command, but it's going to be a different one. So invoke command and script block. What you're going to do is we're going to get the PS drive. So I'll show you what is the PS drive and what happens. So PSProvider file system, and now when I run this, you can very well see this page. Say for example, in many scenarios, what happens is, like, you are using the same machine for a long time, and in some situations where you are getting an issue of the machine has got its space getting exceeded, or there is no enough space. In that case, what will you do? You won't be able to log into the machine directly. Instead, you can run this command and find what is the current capacity, or what is the current used space, or what is the current free space in that machine using this command. So it's just adding another the server name, and then when you run it, automatically you can get those details as well. And then the next one, it's not just about the CPU, we can also get the memory, but for that we have to use another command, that is get sim instance minus class name. Yep, win32 minus underscore operating system, and then the select command. So I'm going to select the object. So here we got it, select object, and then the total visible memory. So this is like the total memory. So total visible memory size. Yep, comma, how much free physical memory. Yeah, so this is the one that you're going to get. So in this one, we have got the CPU size and free space, and in this one we are going to get the total memory and free memory. So shall we run it? Yep. Sorry, I think I'll have to remove this one. Okay, let me just take it away and let me run this. Okay, so here you can see the total visible memory size is 16 gig and the free memory size is 6 gig. And when I run it again, there is always a change because the total memory is always the same, but the free memory will be different because there will be like more or less process that will be keep on running every time. And in fact, if you are a performance engineer, you can really use this to understand the memory from a different machine, right? So if you don't have any monitoring tools installed, but you can very well use this command to read the memory, to read the physical memory from that machine, right? And then the next part is we're going to get the process, right? For that, okay, let me just first come with the command. So get process, select object name, and then at symbol, and then the name equals, so we're going to get the memory space, memory in terms of MB, expression equals math, and this is just a way to round the values. So yeah, it's round, yeah, rounding of the value to dot working, sorry, dot, oh sorry, Mr. Yep, dot working set slash 1 MB comma 2. Let me close the brackets, and yeah, let me run it and I'll show you what will happen if we run it. So you can very well see the processor that is running in the machine. So for example, all I'm trying to find is the this one, the processes. So this is what I'm trying to find. So how much memory is being used by each process, and on top you can very well see it's again getting the same one, like whatever services that are running in the machine, you can see the same set of services, the same thing here. So the memory compression. So all you need this is when you're trying to find like which particular service is taking too much of time. So you can really use this to get the memory, and you can round off to the floor ceiling value, and then you can very well use it. So all I did is I'm getting the processes first. I'm getting the process, and then I'm getting all the objects that are running, all the processes that are running in my machine, and then finally I'm rounding up the values. So that's what I did. And then, so yeah, totally we have we saw 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 commands. I promise you 10, but I have to again learn. The last one is the most exciting one, which I felt personally is the write output. Welcome to Little Slaw YouTube shell. Yeah. So this command will help you to print where you are. So if when you're running a very big command and you do not know where exactly you are or what failure is happening or what is failing, you can very well use this command. Yes, like the print statement, like the very basic print statement, you can use this. And in fact, you can very well use this to save the values. You can save values in it, you can print them. So lots of usages were there when it comes to the write output. So in fact, you can get this in your interview questions as well. How to print a word, how to print a document, how to print a value. And in fact, let me just give you a quick example. Let me give the server name. So this is again this is again another thing which I'm like teaching you. If you want to save a value, you have to use $ and then the variable name, and then the let me just okay, let's go this way, server 1. Yeah. And then the next one is for example, if the CPU usage. So this is another variable. So anywhere when I use the $, I can save the numbers, or if it is a string, you can use inside double quotes, or if it's just a number, you can really use this directly without any double quotes. And let's do a write output. So write output, and then what I'm going to do is the server printed, and then the value. So I'm going to use the same one, the dollar server name, comma, and then the CPU. Sorry, the CPU usage is $C. Let me just copy it. Let's don't make any typo. $C. Oh, sorry. $CPU usage, and just to close it in a percentage. Yep. So what I did is I have declared two variables. One is a string, and I have saved it in server name, and then the number, again another value, another variable, and I have printed down. So inside the double quotes I have printed all the values, and when I use the dollar, automatically the value gets printed. And let me quickly run this. Sorry, I think I've got some issues. There are, in the terms of write output, it's not recognized. I think it's some issues with the okay, let me just try only this command and see what is the issue. Object not found, CPU usage. Okay, the mistake I did is, it's again a typo. It's output, and when we run it again, yep, it's printing very well. So we have print the value here. We have print what is required. Yep. So let me just again print it. Yep. So I've got the values again, the CPU usage, the server name, and then the value that I wanted to print, which is the server. Yep, the server one, and the CPU is at 100%. If you want to add the percentage, you can do that, but yeah, just make sure you are not leaving any typos. It's always very well, it's good option to use the type, the IntelliSense. So then I come to an end of this video. We'll see more and more PowerShell related topics, because these will come in your interview questions as well. So yep, thank you so much for watching the entire video, and until I meet you in the next video, so bye bye for this, and go and fair little star YouTube channel. Take care and bye bye.